You may think consistency is built on good days. Days when energy is high, motivation feels natural, workouts feel smooth, and momentum is easy. But those days don't actually tell you much about what builds consistency. Almost anyone can follow through when conditions are ideal. It's easy when it's easy. The real difference between those who are consistent and those who aren't appears after the bad days, after missing a workout, eating poorly, losing momentum, feeling emotionally flat, having a stressful week, or falling short of the standard they wanted to meet. That's where the patterns separate, because bad days are inevitable. They will happen. No one maintains perfect discipline or energy. Mistakes will be made. Circumstances will shift. And you will stumble. And then the question is, what do you do next? Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Consistency, from fitness to flourishing. The inconsistency that causes all the problems is not caused by the mistake itself. It's caused by the emotional reaction to the mistake. When you respond poorly, that is what starts a spiral of destruction. A missed workout turns into guilt, frustration, self-criticism, all or nothing thinking, or avoidance. And then the familiar refrain is heard. I'll start again on Monday. That reaction creates far more damage than the original missed day ever did. Those who maintain consistency understand something important. Bad days only become dangerous when you lose your focus and become distracted from implementing your reset. Instead of turning one less than excellent moment into a full identity collapse, they focus on getting back on the path. They ask, how do I get back on pace? They don't spiral into, why do I always mess things up? Because consistency is not a game of perfection. It's in the recovery. The ability to resume before emotions start to take over and resistance builds. Eventually, the gap between restarting and the mistake itself gains its own momentum. The longer you wait, the more guilt builds. The more intimidating restarting feels. The more identity drift occurs, and the more normal inconsistency becomes. That's why a quick reset is so important. A short walk the next day, a smaller workout, returning to routine without any emotional drama. These are small actions with relatively minor physical effects in the short term. But psychologically, they make a big difference. That quick, routine reset prevents the brain from building a story around, I've stopped again. Why do I keep doing that? Consistent people protect themselves from that story early. They cut it off. They don't go there. They refuse to turn temporary disruption into an identity. And importantly, they don't waste energy trying to make up for the bad days. This is another trap. You don't need to make up anything. People often respond to inconsistency with overcorrection, extreme workouts, even more rigid rules, aggressive restrictions. But by overreacting, they create another miss, probably very quickly, because that overcorrection is unsustainable. It's too intense. Remember, consistency is what you're going for. If you try to correct a lack of consistency with an increase in intensity, it won't work. Consistency is a long-term game, and intensity is a short burst that cannot be maintained long-term. If you want to be consistent, become skilled at separating an event from an identity. Missing once doesn't mean I'm lazy, I always fail, I ruin everything. It simply means today did not go as planned. Back at it tomorrow. That ability to normalize recovery and reset is powerful because consistency survives through flexibility, not rigidity. The people who sustain momentum long term are usually not the most intense. They're the best at returning quickly without emotional drama. There's work to be done. They do it. There was a bump in the road. They adjust and keep going. They understand low energy days happen, disruptions happen, imperfect weeks happen. But momentum is preserved when recovery becomes automatic, as much a part of the routine as the workouts themselves. So here's your action. The next time you miss a day or fall short, don't wait for motivation to return. Don't spiral into guilt. Reset quickly, at a smaller scale if needed, but reset. A bad day doesn't break you. The delay after the bad day does. The longer you wait, the heavier the story becomes. The faster you reset, the faster that story dies. So when you miss, don't negotiate. Don't explain. Don't spiral. Return immediately, even at half strength, even at 1/10, because every quick reset shapes the person you are becoming, leaving behind the one you want to outgrow. When you're ready to turn consistency from an idea into a lived experience, start day one inside the Act Score Challenge and begin practicing the reps that reshape your identity. That's it for today. Catch you next time.